When it comes to Scorched Earth, caves can be confusing to build, so we proudly present top 3 caves with full base designs on Scorched Earth.
Waiting for a sense of closure, trying to cover up these scars, won't fix another broken heart.
Coming at number 3, this first one can be found at 73.5 latitude and 40.1 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this first cave can be found right underneath Red Ob. It's actually one of the water caves, so this is a brand new cave to ARK, and I'm not gonna lie, if you can figure out how to build this right, it will be the most overpowered spot on ARK currently as of right now. So you enter in through this nice little water entrance, and then over here it enters up into a nice little like air pocket, I guess you would call it, which then opens up into this giant cave, which you'll see here in a second. Now this spot is honestly very overpowered. The only issue is it is a little bit tricky to defend that front entrance. So I found a couple ways of doing it, but it's still very hard to do it. So until cliff platforms are out, it's gonna be a little tricky. But yeah, as you guys can see, this cave's absolutely enormous. Tons of room in here. It's a little bit awkward. There's no main rooms. You're just gonna have to kind of build platforms in here. So honestly, that's the only way to really get this cave to work. But my biggest thing would just be, I think we're gonna be building in the far back in the cave, just to kind of maybe put some more defenses in the front if we can do that maybe later on. But yeah, so overall, it's not a terrible cave. Lots of room. So we're gonna have to figure out where to put the main base. I'm thinking maybe right here or maybe higher up. I don't know yet. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But anyways, let's move on to the full base design. Now here is the full base design. So as you can see on the exterior side of this, I went ahead and put a nice good size 2x2 with a good amount of turrets on it. I mean, this alone will keep people back for a decent amount of time. I mean, it's going to be a little bit tricky to take this tower down, because even though I've seen a lot of you guys say that these towers are kind of weak, they really aren't. I mean, these things can get... So here's the thing. The majority of people are going to want to soak those. And yes, there is a little bit of cave damage. However, it's still going to be tricky. I mean, you got about 100 turrets outside, so it's going to be a difficult entrance. But yeah, until cliff platforms come out, there's really nothing that we can do. Anyways, coming down in here, you can put some turrets in here. It's really up to you. I decided to not do any turrets kind of through here just because of the turret limit, which is 100 for me. I'm trying to make it as basic as possible. But yeah, in here, you have our first wall. So you have a decent amount of just spam turrets all over the place. And trust me, spam turrets are the way to go currently. Because spam turrets they're just annoying, they're difficult to get to, and they're just all over the place. So trust me, do a lot of spam turrets. Then over here you have your main turret wall. Now I was able to fit about 40 to 45 turrets on this wall, including techs and heavies. And overall it turned out pretty decent. So yeah, coming through here, it opens up into this other little water area. And again, because of the 100 turret limit, I could only put turrets right there. So this is going to help kind of keep more people out once they get through that wall. And again, it's not supposed to stop them. It's just some extra turrets just to kind of slow them down just a little bit. Then you go down this little hallway. Now, you really can't walk any dinos in here. The only dino that you can walk through here is a turtle, I believe. A trike doesn't fit in that like small little area. But then coming into this room, you have a second turret wall. Again, it's a smaller turret wall. You can't do too much with this spot. However, coming into here, you are opening up into the cave. Now, I could have put a giant turret wall right here. Only issue with that, it's just too awkward. It's too awkward for a turret wall. So again, you have to wait until cliff platforms come out to really do anything. But yeah, here's the main base area. So again, like I said, it's kind of awkward to build in here. So you're just going to have to put some kind of platform. But it worked out pretty well. I mean, as you can see, we have all of our refrigerators right here. We have a full hatchery over here, some generators. You got some indie grinders, a transmitter, some replicators, a full crafting station, a massive one too. It's pretty big, along with some Dedi storages. There's also a tech teleporter back here. So again, this cave is more meant for you to teleport in and out of. So overall, it's not terrible. But if you're looking for a cave to store a ton of dinos, definitely this one for like 100%. And then anyways, coming back in here, you have all your vault storage. But yeah, that's it for this one. Let's move on to number 2. And coming at number 2, this one can be found at 58.8 latitude and 47.8 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this is known as Central Cave. Central Cave has changed a little bit with the new release. However, it's roughly about the same. There's just more rocks, more stuff kind of in the way, but the entrance is about the same. So I'm sure we're just going to put a small little turret wall back here. I'm probably going to push it back to this pillar. And I mean, it's a good sized cave. Again, a little bit of like an awkward cave to work with, but I mean, it's definitely doable. But yeah, just lots of hallways. a long hallway in here, so you can do many different turret walls. So I think we're going to do probably 3 or 4 turret walls, because why not? I mean, it's going to push people back if they're trying to get in. So yeah, here's this second area. I'm probably going to do a turret wall somewhere in here. I don't know how it's going to work though. It's a little bit tricky. Might just do it on this entrance right here to be honest. But yeah, coming back in here, again, it's just more hallways, and then it leads you into the obby room right here. So again, come down here, and then it leads you into this tight little hallway. Now we're going to be doing some turret spam in here for sure. And then I don't know if we're going to do a turret wall right there or right here. I'm not 100% sure. Probably a turret wall right here though. And then the main base is going to go somewhere down here. Again, you have a ton of room in here. A little bit awkward to work with though. So I'm thinking we're just going to just put a platform and just cut off the entire bottom. Mainly because that's the best way to really build in here. So yeah, let's get on to that full base design.
This video is sponsored by Mitra 9. Mitra 9 is a kava and kratom seltzer company that quite literally makes you feel good. My favorite flavor is tropical. Now, kava and kratom give you a similar effect to alcohol, just without the impairment. It's more similar to a high. Mitra 9 has really helped me get through long, stressful days. Use my code OUTCAST for 20% off at mitra9.com. Must be 18 or 21 in some states.
Now here is the full base design. So as you can see, I did go ahead and decide to put the turret walls right down there. There are actually 2 of them. They're separated with that pillar, and overall there is a ton of spam. We put some double doors, I believe. Yeah, we put some double doors on the entrance to kind of stop some dinos from getting in, which is going to help a little bit. Again, it's not going to stop people from getting in, but it will kind of halt them back a tiny bit. But yeah, anyways, coming in here, you have your little entrance over here, and yes, it is possible to get in there. It's a little crouch entrance though. But yeah, coming in here and just got your first tech Jenny right there. It's powering that entire wall. Now you can do more turrets. I landed about 70 to 80 on there. And then yeah, through here you can do spam turrets. It's really up to you. I just left it kind of empty for you guys to really just do whatever you want with it, to be honest. Now here is the second turret wall. This one is slightly bigger with a little bit more turrets. They're a little bit more compact on here. However, you can really do a lot of spam in front of it. I mean, I'd highly recommend that. But again, just another turret wall that's just going to slow them down a ton. And overall, it's pretty strong. I mean, yes, it does have pillars, so it's a little bit weaker. However, I want to be honest, you can't rocket run that. I mean, you just can't. It's just not possible. But anyways, yeah, coming back in here, again, just another tech Jenny, just going to power this entire area. And then we go all the way back into here. So coming through here in that little crouch entrance, like I was saying, we did put a little bit of spam. As you can see, there's really nothing over there. But yeah, we did put a little bit of spam turrets right here. So again, it's not going to stop people from getting in, but it is going to be a little bit tricky to try to get something down here, because there are quite a bit of turrets, and I don't think any dinos can really fit in here, to be honest. So yeah, turns over here, and then you have your main wall right here. The main wall is a pretty good sized wall. I think it is a little bit too close, I'm not going to lie. But it's kind of hard to push it back. So if you are looking to build this wall, build it a little bit farther back, just because somebody could rocket run this one. It's a little bit weaker. However, 3 turret walls in a cave, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for somebody to even get in here in the first place. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Anyways, coming through here, you have your main base. It's similar to the last one. It's just a giant platform, and then you have an entire area underneath that you can work with too. I decided to not touch that. Anyways, full crafting station. You got your transmitters, you know, indie forges, fabricators. I also incorporated the vaults into this crafting station too. So you have your full like vault storage in here. It's super simple. You have easy access to everything. Then you have your tech rep storage area over here, and then a incubator. So yeah, overall it came out pretty well. Lots of room to still use for storing dinos or expanding, really whatever you want to do. So anyways, let's move on to number 1. And finally, coming at number 1, this can be found at 78.2 latitude and 76.2 longitude, and this is known as Church Cave. Church Cave is by far one of the best caves on Scorched Earth, always has been, and luckily you can actually build in this entrance finally, because they turned that off for the longest time and it just made this cave insanely weak. But now that that's back on, this cave is pretty crazy. So anyways, this first little area, they did expand a little bit wider. It's a lot deeper than it used to be. And a little bit awkward. So I don't know what we're really going to do with this area, to be honest. It's going to be a tricky one for sure. So coming through here, just a lot of hallways again, similar to the last one. Tons of room for many different turret walls in here though. I mean, you can fit 5 to 6 turret walls with the 100 turret limit. We're going to do some kind of wall right through here. I don't know yet. But yeah, coming through here, you have 2 different ways. Left is the best way to go. It's the quicker way, but they both go to the same room. Anyways, probably do another turret wall right here. I'm thinking it might be a little awkward there, but I think I can get one to work. And then coming through here, again, it's just more hallways. But yeah, so over here is where we're probably going to do our final turret wall. So I might push it back pretty far right here, but I can fit a pretty good sized turret wall right there. Anyways, this is the main area. It's absolutely massive. The only issue is you can't really build over the giant pit because you'll die if you go in there. They did fix up this area, so it's a little bit easier to work with. So I'm not sure what we're going to do yet for here, but the main base is definitely going to be in here. And it's going to be a pretty big one. So yeah, let's get on to that full base design. Alright, so here is the full base design. So as you can see with the exterior side of this, you can do many of these turret towers. That's what I would highly recommend. However, there's a tech force field on here. I don't know why it's not showing up on here though. But yeah, a good sized turret tower just to kind of keep people away from it. And I would highly recommend just doing at least 5 to 6 more turret towers of those. Just expand it out more. Anyways, coming through here, you got a tiny little turret wall again. That's not meant to keep people out. It's just meant to kind of slow them down until they kind of get in. But yeah, it is a little bit tricky to build that turret wall in there. I will admit that now. In this room, I didn't really do any turrets. You guys can if you really want to, but I honestly just chose to not do that. Coming through here, there's your first turret wall down here. Well, your first big turret wall, I should say. And it's a good size. It worked pretty well here, except I pushed it back as far as I possibly could. So that's as far as you're really going to get it. I mean, that alone is going to really slow some people down. And overall, I think it's going to stop a lot of people from even getting in here. You got your little tech Jenny up there that is protected by some turrets. And then along with that, coming through here, you know, I didn't really do anything through here. It's up to you if you want to do that or not. But with the 100 turret limit, I had to push it back slightly. But yeah, here is our third turret wall. This turret wall, again, is a good sized one. I mean, it's pretty compact, lots of turrets. It's going to slow people down for quite a bit. It works pretty well with this spot. So nothing much to it. I mean, you know, just a simple turret wall. And then coming through here, as long as we make our way down, yep, there's the main turret wall. Now this one is absolutely enormous, and believe it or not, that's 100 turrets. So I was not able to build it any higher, but that is 100 turrets. I mean, it's a good amount of turrets. It's gonna slow people down. I mean, this wall is pushed back pretty far. It's gonna be a pretty difficult raid for that last wall, I will say that. And then anyways, coming back in here, here is our main base. So nice little platform for just storing some dinos. Again, it's not too big because you're going to be keeping a lot of them like in the cryo fridges. So I don't really see the point in building a giant platform. You have your tech teleporter over there, you know, your cookers, your grills, a little bit of vault storage, your incubating area, some replicator like storage up there along with the Deddy storages, some indie grinders right there, some beer barrels because why not, some refrigerators right there so to store all of your main eggs. And then you got your main crafting station up here. And it's got everything. It's got about, I believe it was either 9 indie forges. It's either 9 or 10, I believe. Then you have your tech transmitter over there. Then in here is your main vault storage. It has about, I believe, 100 vaults in here. It's either 50 or 100. Don't mark my word on that. But you have your cryo fridges. And yeah, that's it for this. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new. And thanks for watching.